Huh? Yeah.
I wish you weren't so worried about moving.
I'm hoping these nature sounds will help me relax a bit.
One of the things that I realized that I hate the most about it is I hate TSA. I hate TSA so much. They have like the most useless jobs ever because it's like, hey, people bring weapons in, kill people at the airport. You think TSA taking their guns? No, but you know what they are taking? Your water, your lotion, your perfume, your preparation H, whatever's going on in your life. You get what I'm saying? They taking it all. And you walk in, as soon as you walk in, I feel like TSA stands for throw shit away. That's all the fuck they do. Just throw your shit away, okay? Whenever I go through TSA, they always check my hair. They always want to check my hair. I get it, it's not mine, but that's not your business. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your hands out my shit. You know what I'm saying? And they like, step on through. And they always act surprised, like they gotta like, step on through. Oh, we gotta check your hair. Like, nigga, you check my hair every airport I go to. Like, this ain't, this is routine. And they always have a black woman check my hair. And like, I don't even know where they get these black women from sometimes. I saw a black woman crawl out of carrying case and was like, my bad, girl, I'm gonna call. They told me a couple of y'all was coming through. I checked your hair. I stepped to the side. I was like, this is so racist. That's the only job that you can have aside from a hairdresser where you can just tell a black woman that you're gonna touch her hair and she's not gonna fuck you up. Okay, the only job. I'd be like, okay, the government said you have to, I guess.
I travel a lot for stand-up. I travel a lot. Recently, I stayed in, hands down, one of the worst hotels I've ever stayed at. I stayed at a Ramada. Has anyone ever stayed at a Ramada? Holy shit. I was at the Continental Breakfast. I watched a guest pour waffle batter into the toaster. He filled it all the way up. I saw him staring at me, so he saw me staring at him, so he stopped, maintained eye contact, and then he just topped it off. I was like, I have to talk to this man. So I went up to him and I said, excuse me, sir, what are you doing? And he goes, huh? Oh, I'm making French toast. And I was like, actually, that machine doesn't make French toast. And he goes, no, but it makes toast. Here's the thing, he's right, a toaster does make toast. So to a man pouring waffle batter into a fucking toaster, I had to be like, yeah, give it a shot, I don't know. If it works, I'll take a piece, I'm an idiot. And my hotel room at the Ramada, above my bed was a little sign that says, please do not remove mattress from room. Huh, okay, huh. Do you know what it means when you see that sign in Chicago? It means somebody took a fucking mattress! How do you steal a mattress from a hotel? How do you get a mattress past the front desk? I'm sorry? No, I really enjoyed my stay. Thank you very much. Pardon me? I'll have you know I travel with my own mattress. The TV is mine too. I'm coming back for that. By the way, somebody broke your toaster.
Okay, here's how I feel about other people. With the exception of us in this room, other people suck, they're everywhere, and none of them know how to fucking do it. Whatever it is, they don't know how to fucking do it. And all those people are at the fucking airport. That's what I'm saying, okay? They get to the airport, they check their bag and their brain at the curb. They walk in, are the planes in the building? They don't know, As soon as you get to the airport, you get in line, right? And I don't care if you're paying for extra shit for the... There's a line for that shit too. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what, you're in a line, okay? And I always get stuck behind that person in line that doesn't know how fucking lines work. Lines are simple, but I've all of a sudden gotten stuck behind the guy that can't figure the fucking line out. And here's what I mean. The line that I'm standing in is going this way, right? Guy in front of me is looking that fucking way. And I'm already fucking spitting mad. I'm like, hey man, if I'm looking in your fucking eyes right now, you're doing it wrong. Because then the guy in front of him moves and he doesn't, and I lose my mind with anger, okay? Because I don't know about you, but if the person in front of the person in front of me takes 3 steps, this motherfucker needs to take 3 steps, because that's how lines work, right? And those 3 steps when you're at the airport are fucking precious. You're in line like, fuck! I've been here for 30 fucking minutes! I want to be here now! You know, just... Nobody does it right. Nobody. Have you seen the girl at the airport that dresses wrong for airports? Have you seen this idiot? She thinks she's going clubbing and not get on a fucking plane. Skin-tight leather pants, lace-up high heel stiletto boots, up top, kind of, right? Pulling a big bag, probably full of more boots, and she's just like, hey boys, let's fly. I hate her. I hate her. I hate her because I always get stuck behind her at the part where you have to pick your bag up and put it on the belt, and she can't pick it up because it's too full of fucking boots and hairdryers and shit. And she's struggling with it. Turns around, looks at me. She's like, "Can you help me with my bag?" I want to just, fuck no, like that, you know? No, not doing that. And here's why: because if you can't carry it, it ain't fucking carry on. Check your shit. Check it. Check that goddamn bag. There's a box next to the gate that you put your bullshit in to make sure it fits on the thing. People avoid the fuck out of that box. They walk way around like, no, this is the bag that I always use. I'm a professional frequent flyer, and this is the one. I know that it looks like a refrigerator from where you're standing, but I promise it. Then he gets on the plane and decides he's going to destroy the fucking aircraft trying to get into the overhead. If he's fucking just stuffing the shit out of it. Fucking, I'm sitting in my seat. His dick is right here. Just dick on my left ear. And he's fucking going to town, and I'm like, hey dude, the dick, the bag, check it. I get so mad on the airport. Who fucking shits on a plane? That one always bothers me, you know what I mean? Like, okay, from here to Vegas, 30 minutes. People are shitting on that. Is it a bucket list item you're checking off? Like, I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna fucking do it today. There's always a person that sits at the window that has to go. They always wait till you fall asleep to get out. And you know when I fall asleep is when the captain's talking, because that dude is soothing as shit. He always talks like he just got done coming. Have you noticed that shit? And you're in your seat and he's just like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, shit. Thanks, Gary. Hey, guys. Ooh, shit, fuck yeah. This is your captain speaking. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. So I'm out. And I get that little tap on my shoulder. Ooh, that fucking tap. I want to grab their fingers like Van Damme and just, you know what I mean? They're always like, no one talks on a plane. There's always that weird buzzy whisper. Like, there are fucking jets outside the window. Speak the fuck up, you know? Like, excuse me, if you could just move like a jet, take a shit, and if you could just... Huh? Are you a fucking snake on this plane? Shit or no?
I like staying in hotels when I travel, though. I like to throw shit on the ground and just be like, come clean, servant. You know? Nobody else do that? But I like staying in hotels. There's 2 things about hotels, though, that drive me bananas. The first one is, why is there a full-length mirror facing my toilet? Why is that? I don't get that. I don't. And you never notice it until you sit down. So that you get, oh, what the fuck is that? Why would you put that there? And you're trying to grab towels to cover yourself because you. Then you look over, there's a coffee pot on the counter. A coffee pot. I'm shitting in here. I'm shitting. Who's making hot beverages in the bathroom? It's fucking annoying, you know? And the other one is, you know when you're checking into a hotel, you ever wonder, what in the fuck are they typing on the computer that's taking so long? You have my reservation. But you know I'm coming. What's going on here? You give them your name and they're back there. Sheila, when you check people in, is it F6? Hey, you look good. Let's talk at lunch.
using my bottle opener.
What's your last name, sir? It's like, are you realigning a satellite back there?
I know he lost a fucking big ass bottle opener. Don't cut yourself, boy. Yo, these bottles are hard as fuck to come open, yo, without that fucking opener. Seriously, I cannot find my bottle opener.
Here's your sign. You need to turn left here. Guess you gonna see what it looks like? I'm not in right now. Eating, sleeping, sex. That's it. All right, kids, put your forks down. Thank God you're here.
Please welcome Mr. Bill Engvall.
Thank you very much. Oh, you're too nice. Thank you very much. It's great to be here at the Grove. Waited a long time to play this place, and we sold it out. Thank you for coming out tonight. We're gonna have some fun here tonight. I've been married now for 21 years. Now, that being said, if you had a job for 21 years, you'd know that job inside and out, backwards and forwards, wouldn't you? I can honestly stand here tonight and tell you, after 21 years of marriage, I know no more about women than I knew the day I got interested in them. I know one thing. Before I got married, I had a backbone and I had testicles. I know I had a backbone because I had an x-ray. And I know I had testicles because I used to make my own decisions. I could go the whole day without help from a woman. All of a sudden I got married and my brains went, I can't even leave the house now without looking at my wife going, do I look all right? And I love when I get this response. Well, you're not wearing that.
I got a jaywalking ticket in Montreal. I couldn't believe it. I've jaywalked so many times in my life. It's such an easy thing to time out. Is there a car coming? No, let me get across there. I've done it thousands of times. But this time it was me and this old lady. We were jaywalking together. We weren't together like that, but if we were, so what? Mind your business. I just met y'all. So me and this old lady, we get across the street, then a Montreal cop approaches us speaking in French. French. I said, hey man, I don't talk like that. That's not how I talk. Can you talk to me how I talk? It probably wasn't the best way to start off our interaction by mocking his native language, but who cares? I take risks in life. And he says, you were jaywalking! And I said, sorry about that. And I tried to keep going about my day because I thought that's how jaywalking was handled as a crime. You were jaywalking! My bad. We're done here, right? That's it. I acknowledge that I jaywalk. I apologize not for the act of jaywalking, but how my jaywalking made you feel. I'll try to go jaywalk in the future while you're...
You. What up?
Watch it, but trust I'm gonna do it the rest of my life. It's the best way to go about being a pedestrian. And he says, no, I have to give you a ticket. Give me your ID. I said, you don't understand. I only give people my ID for real stuff. This is not real. This is a fantasy crime that you're enforcing to cover up the fact that your city is having financial problems right now. Your city is broke, and they put you out here with a quota, and that's fine. I will donate 60 of your colorful ass dollars to your broke ass city. But let's just do it like that, no paperwork, and it's good. Guess what? 2 more cops show up. Now we have 3 Montreal police officers working this high-profile jaywalking case. 3 cops for me and jaywalking. Fair enough. I decided during the time together I was just going to talk trash to the cop standing closest to me because I don't like him or what he represents. So I just wanted to mess with him and say whatever I could say to mess with him because he's wasting my time. So I said, hey man, how much money do you make a year? Which is a douchey thing to do. I'm aware. But you know what else is douchey? To have 3 cops working a jaywalking ticket. That's overkill. I only have 2 legs. That's a cop and a half per leg. That's a waste of city funds. That's why this city is broke now. And he told me how much he made. I don't know why he told me. He didn't have to tell me. Then he said, how much do you make? And I told him. And he got upset. And he said, what, do you sell drugs? I said, no, I don't sell drugs. It's kind of racist. What, do you sell cars? Wait, why are those your first 2 guesses? Hey, this dude is doing something illegal or people love buying Subarus from him. He's a charismatic guy, sell the hell out of a car. Those are the only 2 jobs I know besides police officer. I'm a dumb guy. My worldview is limited. And I said, hey man, your colleague here is 50 years old and he's writing jaywalking tickets for a living. Is he considered a failure as a police officer? Because that seems like some stuff that you should be doing.
What?
Guy. He was upset about that. He was trying to hold in and he was upset, but I could tell he was upset because the next thing he said was, oh, you're a cool guy, huh? I said, no, I'm not a cool guy. You a cool guy? He said, yeah, I'm a cool guy just doing cool stuff, trying to be cool. I said, man, cool people never say shit like that. They gave me a $37 ticket for jaywalking and a $444 ticket just for being an asshole. That's how much it costs to be an asshole to Montreal police, just in case you're pricing it out for your next vacation. But don't worry about me. I'm not paying either of them. It's in Canada. It doesn't count to me. It's not real.
What?
I was at the airport. There was this kid, 4 or 5 years old, walking with his mom. He fixed his fingers in a fake gun and then took a shot at me. Now I'm looking at the wall to see if there's something on the wall he could have been shooting at because I'm in denial. I look back at him. He looks me in my eyes and takes 2 more shots. Now I'm hit 3 times. That was an act of aggression. I have to defend myself. I'm a man before anything. I will point blank fake shoot this kid right here. And it's hey, die, bitch, little kid, die. What now? Now what? What are you looking at, Mom? Control your kids and shit like this won't happen in the airport. Now everybody's getting fake shot. What's everybody else looking at? It's got nothing to do with you. American Airlines lady, get down right now. I shoot up you and your bankrupt ass company. My other airport nemesis is airport security. I don't like them at all. They seem so dedicated to keeping bottled water out of the sky. That's the main thing. It's probably easier to get cocaine on the plane than a bottle of water. Probably the only way you couldn't get cocaine on the plane if they looked at it and said, what is this? Powdered water.
Powdered water.
No, it's cocaine. Go right ahead. Enjoy your flight. Because a terrorist tried a liquid bomb thing, now nobody can bring liquids on the plane. One person messed it up for everybody. But I feel like that's being reactive instead of proactive because terrorists are always trying new stuff. So next time it's going to be some type of Snickers bomb. And after that happens, you can't bring full-size Snickers on the plane anymore. You can only bring miniature Snickers because one person messed it up for everybody. Now you have security trying to negotiate your Snickers situation. Hey, is it all right if I bring 4 miniature Snickers? That's about the same size as a full-size Snickers. Security says, don't play with me. This is not a game. We are saving the world one Snickers bar at a time for your freedom in America. Relax, man. I'm just hungry. Stop yelling at me. You can't bring the bottled water, sir. Why not? It's not bomb water. What if I sip the water to show you that it's not bomb water? But what if it's sippable bomb water? That's no such thing as sippable bomb water. You're being silly right now, man. That's no such thing as bomb water. One day they stopped me for additional screening, but the only screening they did, they rubbed the cloth on my hands, and then they went and tested. They came back and said, "All right, you good." Okay, cool. Good thing I didn't have bomb juice on my hands. Was that,
No bomb
was that the
juice.
bomb juice test? What if I did have bomb juice on my hands? What if one of my friends, hey, Hannibal, before you go to the airport, you want to hold a bomb real quick? And I said, you know what? I never held a bomb before. I'm open to new experience. Let me.
Yo.
That's pretty cool. Thanks, man. That's real cool. Then I get to the airport. They test my hands. They say, you have bomb juice in your hands. Is there anything you'd like to tell us? Yeah, one of my friends, he got a bunch of bombs. And he said, you want to hold a bomb real quick before you go to the airport? And I never held a bomb before, so I thought it'd be something cool to do. I made sure not to bring the bomb with me, because I know y'all hate that.
Yeah, I know y'all hate that.
So I want to just hold a bomb real quick. I think you need to chill out and stop being jealous, because I got all types of friends. Some of my friends own bombs and let me hold them. You need to open up your social circle and meet some new people. I hate when they try to make conversation with me. Are you going to New York for business or pleasure? I'm going to New York to talk about you in front of strangers. So I guess both. Huh? Comedy's a weird job. When strangers find out I do stand-up, oh, you do stand-up? Oh, cool, just do some shit for us right here at the bar.
Can't hardly see
Go
it
ahead.
now since
I
I
know
didn't
when
drink
you
out the
do
bottle.
stand-up, there's a stage and lights and sound and a mic and the
Splendheim.
audience and the proper context for stand-up, but that's the same, exact same as doing it right here at this bar for our faces for free. Let's go. And it's really annoying. I hate that shit. I remember I was in D.C. I just did a show. Me and my friends go to this bar. I meet this girl. We drinking, dancing, having a good time. She wasn't even at the
This shit
show.
is
We go to a
excellent.
second bar. Some dude yells out, "Hey, good show, Hannibal." Now she's curious. Says, "What do you do?"
This is the best ginger ale in the world, yo.
Tell me a joke.
Yo, that spiky. Oh, boy, you know about that shit?
Come on, funny.
Bruh.
You're supposed to be funny. Just tell a joke. Nah, I'm not telling.
Bruh, I live in Pennsylvania. But you can't find this shit no way above North Carolina. Man, this shit's so fucking hard to find, yo. I had to go. I'm from South Carolina. That's why I know about this shit. This is a southern thing. So I had to go home recently for some family shit. Every time I go to the state, bruh, I swear to God, I brought like six packs back with me. Because other than that, I got to order this shit off of Amazon. These motherfuckers try to charge me motherfucking $90 for that shit. Okay, yeah, North Carolina, yeah, you know about it. They say anywhere above North, as soon as you hit like Richmond, Virginia, like the bottom part of Virginia, you don't see this shit no more. You don't see this shit nowhere, bro. I done called like distribution, distributors, packaging places like that used to carry, and I get this shit all the time. Oh, we don't carry it anymore. We don't carry it anymore. It's like, what the fuck, yo? This shit is nowhere around me at all. Yo, that's what I do, bro. Sometimes I get my uncle, my cousin. Like when I really be feeding for this shit, I just call home and be like, yo, cuzzo, can you see me like 2 6-packs of Blenheim, please? I'll pay you for it. Yo, my aunt's husband was the last person to send me some a couple months ago. I was feeding for that shit again. He sent me 3 6-packs, but he mixed it though. I don't like nothing but the red top. I don't like nothing. I mean, the other ones is good, but that hot, you gotta get that red cap with the hot. That's the only ones I be looking for. So he mixed it. I had a little bit of hot and a little bit of the gold cap. I was like, damn. But shit, I went down there. I was down there for a couple days last week. Right before I left, that was the last thing on my goddamn checklist. Yo, I'm not leaving the state until I get some. And then in my hometown, dude, I started getting nervous as fuck. I swear to God, bro. The store I went to, the first store that I know carried it. I went there. Yo, they stopped carrying that shit. I was like, huh? All right, just go across town. Went to the other store. They stopped carrying that shit. I was like, oh my fucking, please don't let this shit happen. Please, God. Please, God. Yo, the third store I went to, they had that shit. I was like, thank you. Woo! Boy, I started getting nervous as fuck. So I was like, yo, don't tell me niggas right here don't even sell that shit no more. Like, Jesus. And then the ones, oh, you can't see it on this bottle. I had put some in the fridge. But the ones I got from that store, yo, that shit had dust on the bottles. Like, they just pulled that shit out. Some deep-ass storage bin somewhere like that. Nobody don't buy it. I'm like, yo, all the sodas look like brand new. And then you get to the blend them, and they like dust on that shit. I'm like, really, nigga? Gee. I tried to buy all that shit. I got 7 6-packs. And they were like 7 something a piece. But then I drunk damn near a 6-pack just coming back up here. I was so happy to have that shit. Hyped up on my ginger ale sugar. Woo! In Lake City, oh, that's what's up, yo. I'm from Darlington County, but I used to live in I lived in Florence, like for 6 years. Right before I moved, like that's the last place I was living at is in Florence County. Yeah, I know. I got some people in Lake City, Marions, Mullins, Camden, all that shit, like going towards the beach. Yeah, that shit a little bit closer towards the beach than Florence is. Yeah, it was dusted, bro. Like you say, most people don't even drink this shit, man. Shit just sitting on the shelf with dust on that shit. I was like, damn, how y'all do the blend them like that, yo? Y'all don't even fuck with the blend. I had shit before I put them shits in my fridge. I had to get the rag and dust the shits off. I'm like, damn, man, nobody don't even drink this shit. But it's an acquired taste, and the shit is hot. It's fucking hot. There is no other way to say it. And it's hard when people even think about it. Like a hot soda. Like, yes, a hot soda. Like pepper hot soda. But it's ginger. Like ginger root is kind of like raw ginger is real similar to fucking like the horseradish root. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that, yo. It's kind of like horseradish. Wasabi is a root. And then you got like ginger, and they're all kind of spicy like that. They got that spice. And ginger isn't as spicy as horseradish and wasabi, but however they brew this shit, yo, this shit is fucking, it says it on the bottle. That shit says hot. There ain't nowhere around that bitch, yo. You drink this shit. I don't care how cold it is. You can pour this motherfucker on ice. This shit is hot, bro. Most people can't drink this shit, yo. They still flooded shit on the way coming back up. Well, matter of fact, on my way down there, I had to take 85 south because a big chunk of 95, mostly all through North Carolina was out, yo. And then on my way back up, they ain't let me take a big chunk of 95, like coming through DC. It detoured from 490. It detoured from 495 to 395. Took me all the way around through DC, all the way up into Maryland, all the way like close to Philly, and then put me on the turnpike in Philly. Like, yeah, and then like when I was down there, they were still evacuating motherfuckers from Camden because they said they got a levee up there that was crescent, and they said they knew like in the next couple of days they levee was gonna fucking break. So everybody downstream from that shit, they was telling everybody like mandatory evacuation in major parts of Camden. Like, yo, y'all get the fuck out of here. If this water still keep coming, and like for the next 2 days, this shit is done, yo. I just had this the other day. That Korean ginseng drink. Ooh, ginseng. That ginseng and that ginger, boy, that should be good for you, man. Why you drink so much ginger? Cause that shit is delicious. I don't drink nothing but ginger ales, yo. There ain't no really no other soda I drink. I don't drink nothing but ginger ales. All different kinds. I normally keep like 3 or 4 different kind of ginger beers in the house, but I don't have any right now. Oh shit, yeah. So I got a bunch of that fucking Blenheim. Then I got a bunch of this shit too, cause this is really good and it's really spicy. It isn't as spicy as Blenheim, but I always keep some fucking Goya on deck. Next to Goya, I like Fever Tree. That Appalachian ginger beer, that shit is good as fuck. Always stay with some of these. Some ginger chews. These shits are spicy as fuck, yo. A lot of people can't even eat this shit. I give a motherfucker these ginger chews. They like, what the fuck? Some pickled ginger. I put this shit in my smoothies, yo. I'm telling you, you get some strawberry and mangoes, some mango chunks, some frozen strawberries. You get you a Fever Tree ginger beer, and Fever Tree come in these little small bottles. So you pour a bottle of Fever Tree in there, and then you put like some whatever kind of juice you like. I normally do like those berry blend juices, and then put like some of this fucking ginger in there and make a smoothie with that shit. Man, that shit be good as hell. And you have like your raw ginger roots. But when you you can grate this shit over different foods and stuff, over your chicken or whatever, like, and just get the grater and do that. That shit is good, yo. Yeah, so ginger is really good for your digestive system too. I have acid reflux, and so my stomach be fucked up a lot. So I'm always trying to keep a lot of ginger in my system. It works. I don't have to be on any kind of fucking medication or anything like that. Just regulate your diet. There's this fucking Thai restaurant in town. Yeah, they got this spicy ginger duck. Oh my god. I want to go there now just thinking about that shit. Jeez, man, that ginger duck, man, that should be so good, yo. Yeah. Keep that gut good, boy. All you gotta do is regulate what you eat, man. Eat a lot of onions. Onions good for your stomach. Onions and peppers. And ginger. Raw ginger. As raw as you can get it. You know what I'm saying? Organic shit like this. Just put it in your food, man. Try to eat a couple grams of ginger a day, however you get it. And these right here is a really good source too. It's like real simple ingredients, vegan, and these little chews are like, oh, this shit got some ginger in it, bro. Like, this shit is intense for real. Eat a couple of these a day, and it's candy. Oh boy, that's the best kind. Some raw sweet onions. That's mostly all I need on a burger, really. I like tomatoes and lettuce, man, but some mayonnaise, ketchup, and some onions on my burger, good. With garlic too. I'm feeling good now. Just had me a ginger beer, had me a ginger snack. Feel like yo, hot ginger beer, I'm telling you, yo. They don't know, like, hey, bro. Gastronaut. They don't know about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and you right here, bro. Me and you right here, bro. Yes, sir. And that's out. You from the NC? What you sipping on? That's what I thought it was. Hey, I know about that Blenheim. Motherfucker don't like that shit. That shit is an acquired taste. Me and you are already friends. Just cause we in that little small club, like I say, we like that shit, man. Motherfuckers don't know. They don't know what good is, man. That shit delicious. That's like a motherfucker who don't like olives. You don't like olives? What is your fucking problem? What's wrong with your taste buds? Huh? Jeez. Olives are delicious. You don't like ginger beer? What's wrong with you? It's too hot. You're a bitch is your problem, number one. Number two, it's supposed to be too hot so we can separate the men from the bitches. As simple as that. I can't drink it. I let some people try that shit. I don't even tell them. Like, I'm like, yo, this is a craft drink. You want to try it? Sure. Why didn't you tell me it was hot? I just want to see how much a bitch was in you. Huh? But one of my homies, swear to God, the only motherfucker I really fuck with, because I'm not from PA like that, yo. The only motherfucker I really fuck with, I got his ass with that shit, too. I was like, you want to try this? He was like, yeah. I'm just thinking to myself, he about to let that bitch come out. And my man drank that shit. He's like, that shit kind of hot. I was like, that's why I fuck with you, son. Yo, that's why I fuck with you. You not no bitch, nigga. Swear to God, he did not bitch off that. Yo, I swear to God, he ain't bitch, yo. Like, you my nigga, son. And he liked them shit. He's like, yo, like, every time you come over, you ain't got no more of them sodas. Like, yo, like, you was rare, son. You was rare. I thought he was gonna, ow, why is it? He just like, that shit kind of hot. And started drinking that shit again. I was like, okay, yeah. He drank the whole thing too. Like, okay. I fuck with this dude, yo. It's the easiest way. Why didn't you tell me it was hot? I wanted to see something. I want to see. Yo, that's real, yo. Swear to God, that's real talk, yo. I'm gonna see how bitch you is. None. He just he just shook that shit off like, kind of caught me off guard. I remember when I was a little kid, I bitched off that shit as a kid. That's what made me try it again, like as an adult, yo. Cause I forgot who. I think my uncle gave me that shit, yo. But I could not drink that shit, yo. I can clearly remember that shit. I was probably like 10 years old. Like 10 or 11. He's like, you want some? I was like, yeah. Ew. Then later on, I just tried that shit again. Like, yo, I remember that shit, yo. And drank that shit. I was like, yo, that shit is good. Oh, that's what I'm saying. That shit, that's how you know it's good, yo. Cause that burn come right here, yo. It's weird. Like, it ain't hot in your mouth. Like, some people think like pepper is like you bite a pepper and you start chewing it and it's hot like in your mouth, on your tongue. Like, nah. How that ginger is just like I say, it's a cousin to the fucking wasabi. When you eat wasabi, that shit ain't hot on your taste buds. Like, it attack your fucking sinuses. Like, wasabi is weird as shit too, how the heat fucking travels. And like that ginger beer, that shit, it travels. It's like, it's hot in your throat. Like, that, you don't feel that shit till you swallowing it. And it's like, oh, wait, what is that? But then it hit the top of your stomach and you be like, oh damn. That shit feel good in there, yo. Like, oh, think I keep sipping this shit. Yeah, that shit hit that stomach, be like, damn. Yeah, I like that. Makes me feel good. You know, it's flavorful and soothing. It's flavorful and soothing. I was 30. Oh, I've been back on it since in my 20s, yo. Like I say, just because I remember that shit, man, when I was a kid and I saw that shit one time, I was like, yo, fuck, I'm gonna try to drink that shit again. I remember my uncle laughed at me because I couldn't drink it, and I just bought you can buy them individual, yo. I just bought one and tried that shit, and I drank that shit, yo, and it was good, yo. That shit was good as hell. That's like that I tried this shit one time. Fucking love that shit, yo. Now I buy this shit by the fucking pack like this. Fucking ginseng chewing gum. I never had that. Oh, that shit is good. Say, ginseng. Ginseng. Ginseng, it's good for you. Oh, yes. Yo, this shit right here, this pickled ginger, I say, man, it's just, they call it sushi ginger. That's what it is. It's the same shit when you go to like the sushi buffet or something. The ginger and wasabi, that's all it is. That shit is good with any like meats. I eat that shit on my like with chicken, like some baked chicken. Depending on how you season your chicken, yo. Make that shit kind of zesty. Some lemon pepper maybe, or some lime chicken or some shit like that. Put some fucking some pickled ginger with that shit. So you put that, you can mix that shit with your fruits in a smoothie. Oh, your ginseng chewing gum be busting too. Oh, the gum? Yeah. This shit is a real acquired taste, yo. Like something, it's hard for people to get over that flavor. It's like, it tastes like a root. Yeah, it tastes like a root. I am Groot. I am Groot. One of my other uncles put me on this shit way back in the day, and my aunt didn't like it. And so my uncle gave me a piece, and she was right there too. Like he gave me a piece, like, you want to try it? I'm like, yeah. So I'm just chewing it. I'm like, okay. And my aunt was like, if you don't like it, you can spit it out. I'm like, nah, I like it. You don't have to make him happy. Like she thought I was just doing it to try to make my uncle happy. I was like, no, I really like it. She just said that because she didn't like it. Just because you don't like it, that don't mean the man ain't gonna like it. Now that's something else we got in common. Exactly. Back in the 90s. That's the first time I tried that shit, yo, in the fucking 90s. And now you can't even find that shit in stores. Like, I tried to find it a couple of times in different states too. Like, nobody sell that shit nowhere. You gotta order that shit online, man. And this is probably still the same gum from the 90s. It's just stockpiled in some old Korean warehouse somewhere, just waiting for little orders of that shit. Like, they haven't made that shit since 92. Alright, I gotta paint a little bit more. Yes and no. Y'all want to pull the camera up close so y'all can see the brushwork? Or keep it as it is, sitting back. I'm gonna start working on this little area underneath his arm. So this shadow area is what I'm trying to fill in now. It never expires. Just don't let it get wet. As long as you keep it in a cool, dry spot. As long as you keep it in a cool, dry spot. That shit won't go bad. It's a plant. It's plant-based.
You tell me a joke.
It's gluten-free.
And I said, yo, my jokes are better than your tits. Oh, I do comedy. Oh, you do comedy? That's cool. You tell me a joke. It'd be weird if I just started doing jokes right now. Come on, funny man, you're supposed to be funny. Just tell a joke. Nah, I'm not telling you jokes. If you tell me a joke, I'll show my tits. And I said, yo, my jokes are better than your tits. My jokes will stand the test of time. Your tits. So come on, tell me a joke and I'll show my tits. And I was drunk on one of this long run. Hey! I'm not your goddamn joke monkey. You need to respect comedians. I was Emmy nominated. I was flipping out. I was snapping. Also, side note, I was nominated for an Emmy in the same way that Juwan Howard has an NBA championship. I just happened to be on the right team at the right time, but I didn't contribute shit at all. I was just on the sideline cheering on my friends. Yeah, y'all write them sketches. Hell yeah, that shit's funny. That's funny. So I'm snapping. I'm not telling no goddamn jokes. She just gets up mad, leaves the bar. 15 minutes later, I was thinking, you know what? Could have told one joke to see some titties. It didn't have to be my joke. It could have been a horrible joke. Okay, I got one for you. What do you tell a woman with 2 black eyes?
Nothing. You already told her twice.
Boom!
I ain't even know that one.
That's on your tits after hearing that awful domestic violence joke. That's not my joke, but we had a verbal contract. Now lift up. A joke is a joke is a joke. That was the deal.
Damn. Oh, let's not do the commercials. Jesus Christ.
My niece and my nephew, they're 6 and 8, or they were 6 and 8 when this joke was written. 6 and 8. I gave them both a couple bucks. Their father's a finance guy, so he's teaching them about money early on. He said, there's 4 different things you can do with that money. Names it. Buy something. What else? Save it. What else? Donate it. What's the last one? Invest it. Part of me wanted to say, you can also gamble that shit. Listen, the Bears are minus 3.5 points against the Titans. They're going to crush the Titans. That's a soft line. You need to get it before it moves up to 4. The running back is washed up. They got holes in the offensive line. Take it up to 6.5. Honestly, if you can get it, 6.5. When I gamble on sports, it makes me wish horrible things on other teams' players. I have money on Game 7, Heat versus Spurs. It was tight in the 4th quarter. I started thinking, you know what? If Tim Duncan dropped dead right now, I feel like the Heat could rally around that. And maybe they'd be energized on Tim Duncan's sudden death and the Spurs wouldn't play so well because they're sad about it, There'd be lots of grief-related turnovers. Just hella 5-second violations because Ginobili's holding the ball, just looking off into the distance, sadly. 5 seconds, Heat ball. Hell yeah, we're going to cover. I'll be the worst courtside reporter. So Dwight Howard, how do you feel like your 12 missed free throws affect the people that bet the over? Sports frames my thinking in a weird way. I went to this poetry event in Charlotte. This woman got on stage. She said, this piece is dedicated to my sister. She's been in an abusive relationship for 17 years. I said, holy shit. So she's been getting her ass whooped for Kobe Bryant's entire career. The whole time, from him going on prom with Brandy, getting drafted by the Hornets, traded to the Lakers with Lottie Divac, coming off the bench behind Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones, winning the dunk contest in this rookie, and she was getting her ass whooped while all that was going on. Even when they won a couple championships and they brought in Karl Malone and Gary Payton, that didn't work out. They got swept by the Pistons. She was getting ass whooped while all that was going on. He was doing the rape charge in Colorado, the 81-point game against Toronto. She was getting ass whooped then. You telling me that Sasha Bowie just came and left but she was still getting her ass whooped. That's not a joke about domestic violence. Although I see how you can see it that way. I understand. That's a joke about how I process the passing of time. There's a trend in rap music now. A lot of rappers talk about taking Molly, which is MDMA, a form of ecstasy. But they talk about it in this tough manner. It's not a tough drug at all, but you hear them rap, gee, I'm on that Molly, feeling very emotional, touching stuff. I just masturbated to the color blue, I'm on that Molly. I just danced by myself, just me on my ass on the wall for 45 minutes, yo. This Molly got me gone, man. Not tough. I was at a party last summer. One of my friends gave me half a pill of ecstasy. I took it. It was smooth. I was enjoying myself. I don't know what it was about this particular batch, but it made me okay with pissing myself. Like the whole thing. When I was in line for the bathroom, I had all intentions of going the right way. My heart was pure, but then all the liquid fell out of my body. The whole batch fell out of my body, and I think under normal circumstances, if I pissed myself, I would have said, damn it, I just pissed myself. It's time to get out of here. There was something about the exit, you know what, I pissed myself, but guess what? I'm about to dance this shit dry. Yeah, it's very exciting. Some of my jokes have music cues, it's fun. I want to do that punchline again. Dance that shit dry. That's very exciting. Y'all should try comedy. This is one of the benefits of it. Dance that shit dry. No. I see a woman, she looks very confused by the situation. Don't worry, you're just watching a man living out his dream in that joke.
Yo, this dude is a burger. Damn. Dance that shit dry. Oh, man.
Getting into this building because I did not. I tried to walk up like, yeah, I'm shooting a special. I was excited, walk in, go, and the dude was like, hold up. And he said, you working here? I said, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of work here. Can I come in, please? Hold up, let me call it in. Man, security is serious. This is nice. It's a 2-hour special. They got a girl in the back. She brushed my goatee for me. That was nice. I've done TV before, but nobody ever brushed my goatee. I got a brush. I never even brushed my goatee. It never even occurred to me. I was like, this is really good. My first regular comedy gig, I hosted an open mic in my college town. It was poetry, music, comedy, everything. One show I had an ex-girlfriend that showed up to perform. I had to introduce her to the stage. It was very awkward. Coming to the stage is the cold-hearted bitch that broke my heart. You may know her from not returning my phone calls and also giving out mediocre jobs. Make a lot of noise for Tia Johnson, everybody. I gotta stop saying her real name. I just stopped saying her real name. I just say something else. I can still say that I gotta stop saying her real name joke and still say a fake name, but I keep saying her real name.
What the hell?
I go to black strip clubs. The white strip clubs are boring. They're good bars. Just liquor there, some boring naked chick. That's cool. It's a good bar. Bad strip club. They dance to awful songs in white strip clubs. I don't want to see you dance to Marilyn Manson, a dope show. I saw this chick dancing. She was dancing to Madonna, Take a Bow. Always been like, why are you dancing to that? Now I'm thinking of the video. It was sad with the Matador. He died or something. One don't you dance to the songs that rappers made specifically for the strip club? Shake that ass while I throw money that I made selling crack. Like, yo, this is good music for this environment. I'm a big rap fan. I went to a concert. I saw this group Odd Future perform.
Odd Future?
They had some good songs. But the closing, the hook to their closing song was "Kill people, burn school. Kill people, burn school." But it doesn't seem like they're getting more reasonable as they go along. Kill people, that's murder, that's awful. Burn, it depends on what you're burning, right? This is a controlled fire, go ahead, do your thing. School, that's just truancy. What are you standing on, man? That's weak. Who hasn't missed class before? They're gonna get more and more reasonable when they rap. Kill people, burn school, I hate spam email.
Yeah, they won't let him say fuck school. That's crazy. They're bleeping out fuck school. Like the word school itself. That's that's interesting. You don't find that interesting? They're bleeping out the word school.
That's annoying! When you think you got an email from a friend and it's spam, stop messing with my emotions! And I hate hotel TVs. Why do they start on the menu channel instead of the channel I was watching already? I've already seen Limitless. Why does iTunes keep trying to get me to download a new version? I got a new version a couple days ago. I'm fine with this version. It plays music.
It's called Outrageous. How good does it look? Peanut butter and caramel and dozens of Reese's Pieces covered in chocolate.
Okay, commercials. Jeez, let me just skip the commercials, please.
I have in that city, and I'll hit them up. Sometimes when I travel, I go to Facebook and search what Facebook friends I have in that city, and I'll hit them up. And so I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and I saw this girl's picture, and I said, "Hey, what's up? I'm in town doing shows. What are you up to?" And then I pressed send, and I'm reading her profile, and it said, "Brandy attends Ann Arbor High School." I said, "Oh."
Are you guys ready for the championship of the world? We ain't fucking around. Here's the deal. Here's what you gotta understand about the New York City title, okay? This is literally, and we're not fucking around, the best battler in the world, okay? The LA, they invented this shit, but we went out there and we fucked them up. We made LA our fucking bitch, and Eli has beat every battler that we've ever put in front of him. They sent guys out here, we fucked them up. This is it. So the winner of this fucking battle tonight is the best roast battler in the world. You have to understand this is a very special battle right now. You guys get to be a part of it. I want to know that you guys are fucking excited for this. Clap your hands one more time. Come on. Come on. Battle. The challenger for tonight, 5-4 in roast battle competition. He won the winter tournament here at the stand. Ladies and gentlemen, he is originally from North Bergen, New Jersey. Put your hands together for Chris Crespo. That was the first time that didn't gross me out.
He's like a New Jersey 8.
But he's shaped more like a Z. All right, look, here's the deal, Chris. You won the winter tournament last year. You fucking destroyed it. One of the best battlers. Very happy to have you here. You are going up against the best of the best. You're a champion originally from Mobile, Alabama. 12-1 in roast battle competition. And he literally murdered the guy that beat him. He killed him. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your champion, Eli Sears! Champ, 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 champ.
Showing off in front of Chris.
It's Make-A-Wish Kid. Battle Chris.
Eli, you are the champion, so I will give you the respect in the first round. Do you want to go first, or do you want to defer? Chris, you're going first this round. Eli's going second. Here's the deal. It's 3 rounds. First round, it's joke for joke, tit for tat. Second round, they go 45 seconds straight through. And then if they have to go to a third round, it's tit for tat one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Put your hands together one more time. Are you ready for this shit? You all ready for this? Let's roast!
Fight!
Eli, I have a confession to make. I'm not really Christopher Crespo. I'm your son sent from the future to stop you from fucking your sister.
First blood!
This is what happens!
See, Chris.
Whoa. Just that first joke was like, huh? Huh? What? What? What did you just say? I mean, I'm pretty open-minded to listen to almost anything, but what?
Something different right here. My man chilling, a little something.
Yo. Swallow your pride and then eat a dick. Make the rudest apologize, you ain't ruling shit. I'm Rick Rubin in 85 with a beard thick bitch. Type Peruvian squinting eyes that squitch. I tell you that I'm one up, sundown to sun up, son. I son niggas, I probably fucked your mama with no condom. That's good pussy. Tell it to your honor. This trauma is Jeffrey Dahmer. It took me too many moons to set up this new platoon. Get ambushed or kick push with push brooms. Man, look, your man look like Sweetwater. Cornbread that break under pressure when he caught up. Big homie said I gotta crawl before I walk. And if I ram my mouth, then my legs will get cut off. I'm just a young boss in the back cave. Back against the wall, coast on my back. I came back with them back pains. Whoa. Tell him put my name on the gym. Ball like I'm dead Rose. Ho, know my gym. You players not allowed. I'm spiking your game towels and spiking your Gatorade with gasoline. I'm foul. I'm in the crowd like Artest and them. I move the crowd like Artest and them. Punchlines mean I'm really go punch civilians. Crunch time means I take it to the hole. Not this basket, but rather this good pussy that I'm in. I assassin you niggas, I make your weight shape thin. Blank tapes in your deck, niggas still break their necks to hear it. You need clearance with the labels just to spin. I need to clear it with the bank just to spin. Club appearance, that's 15 racks. If you get it like that shit, it gotta be a sin. So Lord forgive me, yes I'm a sinner. But these hoes is with me cause I'm a winner. Come on. Back when we ate canned food for dinner, I coached fools to Pro Tools, made my agenda. I'm coach fools, I'm nasty like tofu. I wish a motherfucker would get your whole career injured. That's assault with a deadly weapon. I killed your favorite rapper last record. I fucked your favorite actress on a mattress, what a blessing. Made that pussy Annie up, she called my dick antidepressant. I'm really not impressed with none of you niggas stressing that Kendrick is all blessed with the gift to carry the presence of big and poppin'. I'm popping big shit with label investments. 15 minutes turning to 60 seconds. Last night I spent 12 hours inside a session. Came up with shit, writers block niggas up in distress and like, who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Even when you slump dog, you still be a millionaire. You can play a Santa Claus and make sure you hold dear. Every verse I put that bitch in a hearse while tone steered. Church till you push it, you push me, get pat smeared. Burst out your cookie, I read it, my fortune's here. K-Dot.
What?
Y'all been served, man.
Everything he just said in my voice.
Yeah.
I know your image of me is what I hope to be.
Black lip, bastard, pass me your password so I can hack inside your brain. See, I too have gone insane before I fall. Without having to sell your soul, nigga.
Wait, can I rap?
Boss, you better
get up. He rap. Hey, yo. Lyrical, miracle, spiritual, individual, criminal, subliminal in your swimming pool. You about to see peace destroyed. It'll never be restored. When I unleash these beastly hordes on your CD stores. Wanna stop it? You will need a priest, at least 3 swords, a license to ill from the Beastie Boys, 3 Ouija boards, and a squeegee. And please be warned, don't ask what the squeegee's for. All the holy water, acid back, it'll eat these floors. Eat a hole in the rhyme book. You see these horns? And as for me, you ask when I'm gone, will he be mourned? Is puke lukewarm? Should Casey Anthony do porn? Can that chick fit a newborn dead baby inside a freaking shoebox with a shoehorn? Smothered in chloroform so she can go get a groove on? Can she duct tape and Velcro a fetus? Joel, yo, tell Joe I need his empty box from his old shell toe Adidas so I can put these babies in the fetal position. They're getting elbows to the penis. Yeah, big deal. I took some little kid's big wheel and spit in this freaking big kid's meal. You trying to bite me and pinch, you wink, sit still. You just put your 6-inch heel through my pin's windshield? Is it dust we about to kick up? Can Yellow Wolf fit the rum in a big cup between his stick shift and his freaking pickup and drink like a hick redneck hillbilly will till he gets hicked up? Flipping this grip up like Mike Vick, getting bitten his jump by a pit. Yup, I'm a sick pup. I'd be a horrible magician, cause I've...
A world of big changes is waiting for you during the Columbus Day sale.
Teaching you how to make dark fire. So in order to understand how to make a dark flame, first we have to understand what fire actually is. So fire is what's known as a partial plasma. And what that means is that most of it is just really hot gas, but a small percentage of it is actually ionized gas because it's gained so much energy that it's lost some of its electrons. And the light from fire comes from when those ions gain their electrons back, they release a photon of light. And so fire in and of itself is a light source. Even when you shine a brighter source of light on it, you still don't get a shadow behind it. Let me show you. So you can clearly see the shadow of my hand here. But you can see that the fire doesn't make a shadow at all. And if you look really close though, you can see slightly something behind the fire. And you can a little bit tell that the fire's there, but that's just due to the fire heating up the air around it, and it changes how light passes through the air. It bends the light a little bit. Basically the same reason you see a mirage on a hot day. So that's basically what's happening here. So it's not a shadow, but it's changing the refractive index due to heating up the air. And not only does it not have a shadow, but if you put a light source behind it, the light from behind it can easily pass through it and get to the camera. So you don't see that this is dimming the light behind it. In fact, it's adding light to it. And that makes perfect sense because, like I said, fire is a light source. And so you see the light behind it, and in addition, you see the fire. But it doesn't get dimmer. It doesn't make the light behind it dimmer. But is there a way to make fire dark? Meaning, is there a way to make it actually absorb light instead of lit it off? So in order to make dark fire, or fire that absorbs light, I need help from a special kind of lamp, and it's called a low-pressure sodium lamp. And this lamp lets off only one specific wavelength of light, so it's a monochromatic light source, as opposed to this white light that just lets off the full spectrum of colors. Okay, so this is a low pressure sodium vapor lamp here. So inside here is a tube, and in that tube there's some neon gas. And you can see every few inches or so, there's some dots here. And those dots are actually sodium metal. And what happens when you apply a very high voltage to the ends here, the sodium metal heats up due to the neon gas inside heating up, and it heats up enough that it starts to vaporize the sodium metal. Then the sodium atoms begin to ionize, and they ionize and recombine with electrons, and in so doing, they lit off light. But they only lit off light in one specific wavelength range, around 589 nanometers. It's actually two very close spectral lines, 589 and 589.6. But it's considered a monochromatic light source because those two wavelengths are so close together. So basically, it lets off light of only one wavelength in a yellowish-orange range. The weirdest effect of a sodium vapor lamp has to be that it basically turns everything into a black and white movie. So I have here a tomato and my orange extension cord. Watch what happens when I turn on the sodium vapor light and turn off my regular light. And everything's black and white. So it's just crazy. Looking at my own hands here, they basically just look black and white. Everything becomes a total shade of gray.
Yeah,
and the reason this happens, turning everything black and white like this, is because this is a monochromatic light source, basically the only thing you can see is either this yellow light or a lesser shade of it. And so everything in the room is either reflecting a little bit of this yellowish light or absorbing it, and so it looks a little bit darker. So the only way we're going to get a shadow is if this fire can actually absorb this specific wavelength of light. Okay, let's light our alcohol on fire. You can see that there's no shadow to this flame here. Light the alcohol on fire, also no shadow behind it. But now let's see what happens when I stick this tissue that's soaked in salt water in it. Watch this. Look at that. You get black fire. So when I stick this in it, suddenly you see a shadow behind the flame, and the flame also turns black. So I can assure you that what you're seeing now isn't camera trickery or anything. It actually looks like what you're seeing. It actually even looks cooler in person because it actually looks like black fire when I stick this in it. So what's happening here is that this has sodium atoms in it, and those vaporized sodium atoms can now absorb the wavelength of light coming off the sodium vapor lamp because it's the same wavelength, the same atoms. And so basically we create a fire that can absorb light. So cool. Okay, I've discovered something even cooler than just sticking the tissue in it. If you drop a stream of the sodium chloride water in it, then you get this black flame coming out of it. So awesome. Look at that. Black fire. It's totally black. Okay, so I have to say I've done a lot of experiments on my channel, and out of all of them, this has to be one of my favorites. This is so cool to see in person. It's so cool to see the flame actually turn black. It looks like I'm watching a movie or something and there's a special effect happening in front of me. This is so awesome. This is not smoke. There's no smoke coming off of it whatsoever, but this is black fire. That is so cool. Okay, look at this black fire. So it's definitely hot. This is not smoke, but it is fire. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another episode of The Action Lab. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when my latest video's out. And head over to theactionlab.com if you haven't yet to check out my subscription box where you can do experiments similar to the ones that you see me do on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, we're Root.
Yo, Stan.
And we can save you up to 52% off your car insurance
How's it
rates.
going?
Download the app and take Root for a ride today.
Okay, today I'm going to be taking the Japanese aluminum foil ball challenge. So this is a challenge that I've seen
Sodium
floating
vapor
around the
glue.
internet these last
Stick
few
this icky
days. So I
tissue
wanted
in
to
it.
make one myself and see if I could actually make a solid ball of aluminum. And then I can test the density of it. And then finally I'm going to crush it in my hydraulic press and see if it crushes as though it's a solid block or a solid ball of aluminum. So let's go ahead and get one made. Okay, first let's get my ball. Okay, here's my aluminum ball. Now let's see if I can pound it down into a spherical shape first. Okay, we're getting there. This is already working better than I thought it would. It's looking pretty spherical. It's getting solid through the core, and it's getting actually shiny without even polishing it yet. Okay, now I'm just going to sand this for a while with some water.
You should be wearing gloves sanding that shit. Aluminum.
Okay, now I'm using 1000 grit sandpaper. Then finally I'll polish it up. Okay, here's my final product, a shiny aluminum ball. This is awesome. It's just a shiny sphere of aluminum now. So what I want to do with it is I want to crush it in my hydraulic press, and I want to see if it crushes as though it were solid aluminum, or I can reduce the volume of it more with the hydraulic press. But before I do that, first let's test the density of it to check if it's as solid aluminum or not. Okay, first let's get the mass of it, then we'll get the volume of it, and take the mass divided by the volume. That should be our density. Okay, we got 51 grams. Okay, now let's get our volume here. So our water line is right at 500 milliliters. Let's see how much it increases. It floats. So I'm pretty sure that's lighter than aluminum already. Okay, but let's still go ahead and measure the full volume here. Gotta get it all the way under the water. That's about an increase of 60 milliliters. Okay, so I measured my density to be around 51 grams divided by 60 milliliters, which is around 0.85 grams per milliliter. And the actual density of aluminum is 2.7 grams per milliliter. So this is a little less than half as dense as real aluminum. So this is kind of cool because it looks and feels like a solid metal ball, but it floats on water. It's really neat. So this is about half as dense as a solid ball of aluminum. Let's crush it now and see how small we can actually get it. Okay, Japanese aluminum foil ball in the hydraulic press. Man, I worked so long on this. I hate to crush it, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, aluminum foil ball. 3, 2, 1. So that had a lot of room to keep getting flattened. Let's see what it looks like. So I should measure the density of it now, see if we got closer to solid aluminum. Okay, now to get the density of this, instead of just measuring the volume with water, since I have a flat circle here that is 7 centimeters in diameter and around 0.7 centimeters thick, just use pi r squared times the thickness, and we get around 27 milliliters of volume here, and our weight was 51 grams, so we're at around 1.9 grams per milliliter. So that's a lot closer to solid aluminum. So it still has some empty space in there because we're not quite to the density of aluminum, but it's pretty darn close. It's feeling a lot more hefty now, a lot more solid, but you can see just how it flakes apart. There's still some empty volume in there with just air in it. But this is what happens to a Japanese aluminum foil ball challenge in the hydraulic press. Hey everyone, thanks for watching another episode of the Action Lab. I hope you liked it. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos out. And if you have any questions about this video or have any comments or suggestions for a future video, let me know in the comments section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next.
At Braymore and Flanagan, you'll get free next-day mattress delivery 7 days a week.
Okay, today I'm going to be trying to trick a harvester ant into thinking it's dead. I call this the Night of the Living Dead experiment. Okay, so if you've ever watched a colony of ants, you may have noticed that when an ant dies, if it's not crushed by anything, if it just dies of natural causes and its body's just left there, the other ants don't really care about it. They kind of just walk around it and don't really do anything with the body. That is until about 2 days afterwards. Then the ants pick up the dead ant and they take it to a place in their colony that's called the graveyard. So the graveyard is a place in every colony where all of the live ants take the dead ants. So in 1950, a young assistant professor named Ed Wilson at Harvard noticed this fact. He noticed that the ants don't really care about a dead ant until around 2 days later. And so he started to wonder about that. He said, why don't they take it to the graveyard right away if it's dead? Why do they wait till 2 days afterward? And that made him begin to think that maybe it's because the ant begins to decay and it lets off some chemical that lets the other ants know that it's dead. So Ed went on to revolutionize the study of ants. He found that ants communicate through mostly smell. And in his research, he set out to discover what smell it is, what chemical is it that ants actually let out when they die. So with trial and error...
Did art arise from autism? Autism is a general term for a number of developmental disabilities which affect how sufferers view and respond to the world around them. Depending on the severity, autists can endure impaired communication abilities, trouble with social situations, and have a limited interest in their environment. However, according to one recent paper, the distinct lens through which autists see the world could have been responsible for mankind's earliest creative efforts. So let's find out why that is, as we explore whether art really did arise from autism. The art explosion. According to the evidence we've found in caves and prehistoric art galleries, human beings first began to create art between 50,000 and 10,000 years ago. Some archaeologists and anthropologists dispute this figure, pointing to carved shells which date back some 400,000 years, but experts cannot agree as to whether these items constitute art. I mean, come on. If a few colored squares or a dead shark in a fish tank can be classed as art, then surely this counts. Apparently not. I guess I'm a Philistine. Either way, it was during the late Stone Age, tens of thousands of years ago, where human creativity seemed to explode, with a huge diversity of artistic works having been created during this period. This era saw modern Homo sapiens embark on a number of novel feats, including the organization of the first settlements, the first fishing expeditions, the domestication of animals, the use of tools, and the extinction of the Neanderthals, which we probably caused by being so awesome at stuff. And because we were doing so many cool and fancy things, it is perhaps natural that we wanted to document this activity through the use of drawings. Prior to this period, most human artworks were crude and rudimentary, consisting of nothing more than simple etchings or doodles. But suddenly, as if out of nowhere, our primitive minds began to conceive of shapes and events which we just had to jot down. Figurative drawings like those found in the Chauvet Cave emerged 30,000 years ago, and for a long time these were thought to be the oldest examples of complex human art. But in February of this year, National Geographic reported that Neanderthals may have been the first human ancestors to create detailed artworks, with the daubings of Spanish Neanderthals having been dated back 64,000 years. Looks like we straight up murdered a bunch of great artists right there. But regardless of what the Neanderthals were doing, it seems this outburst of creative art and societal organization within Homo sapiens was sparked by a sudden increase in cognitive ability. We gained a higher level of consciousness, which helped us to see the world differently and hyper-focus on certain details. Hold on. Hyper-focus, a different level of consciousness? Oh, you know what this sounds like, right? Yeah, you got it. Junkies. Prehistoric pill poppers. How and why Homo sapiens first began to draw and paint remains a mystery. But there have been many interesting theories proposed which seek to explain how the dawn of human creativity came about. One idea links the creation of art and language to increasing social bonds. It was thought that the frigid climate of Europe forced early humans to interact with each other socially all year round instead of just at Christmas. This increased interaction made language and art develop at a faster than normal rate, as did the presence of Neanderthals, with humans keen to express their Homo sapien identity by metaphorically taking an artistic whiz to mark their territory. Another theory published in the journal Psychology contends that art began within caves for a reason, with human artworks representing an attempt to convey the sounds we heard reverberating off solid stone walls. A cave dweller would have heard the sound of a hoof at the entrance of the cave and tried to mimic it using both their mouth and their hands. From this situation, language and artwork eventually developed, with study co-author Cora Lesser explaining that our research suggests that the cognitive mechanisms necessary for the development of cave and rock art are likely to be analogous to those employed in the expression of the symbolic thinking required for language. In 2013, another study published in the journal Adaptive Behavior suggested that humanity's sudden creative ability was in fact sparked by our ingestion of hallucinogenic items. This isn't too far from the stoned ape theory developed by Terence McKenna, who proposed that psychedelic trips may have helped early Homo sapiens gain cognitive and creative advantages over their rivals. The 2013 paper, co-authored by Tom Friese, Alexander Woodward, and Takahashi Ikegami, suggested a less profound yet equally interesting link. Their investigations found that similarities could be drawn between human artworks that were created at varying times and places by people who could never have possibly met.
Really, this is going to sound silly, but this is really, really important. Cutting-edge genetics. One of the areas I'm really lucky I'm blessed to work in three distinct areas of biology: immunology, genetics, and reproduction. And on the genetics side, I get to go to conferences and hear about advances in genetics in all species. And I was just at one a couple of weeks ago down at the Cold Spring Harbor Lab in Long Island, and I learned a bit about what's being known about the genome of Neanderthals, the genetic makeup of Neanderthals. The genome sequencers, led by Svante Pabo, who works in Germany, has taken tiny little fragments of Neanderthal bones, isolated DNA, and determined the genome of the Neanderthal, and used that information to determine, using genetic methods, how long ago Neanderthals and humans were a single species, where the common ancestor was. They've also been able to compare human genomes and ask the question of whether there's any evidence of Neanderthal genes in the human genome. And they found that there is. And the amount is quite significant, upwards of 5 to 7%. Neanderthals used to live in the Neander Valley. You could have called it the Cayuga Lake Basin, but that's where they lived. And out of Africa came the modern humans, and the word the geneticist uses, admixed. They admixed with the Neanderthals. and they all used to live in caves in those days like this, came out of Africa, had mixed with the Neanderthals. This was Neanderthal territory. There was another group of Neanderthal-like creatures called the Denisovans. They lived up here in Siberia, and they have their genome has been sequenced. They were distinct from the Neanderthals. And so you can find in people of European and Asian ancestry evidence of about 7%, 5 to 10% of your genome is common with that of Neanderthals. We've been separated from them for 30,000 years or so. And in some of the tribes in Papua New Guinea and those islands out there, there's evidence for a different kind of genome, which is probably the Denisovan genome. And they might have 7% Neanderthal and 5% Denisovan. So they might be 12 or 15% different from us. And in fact, the Africans who came out from Africa have no evidence of any Neanderthal genes in them. No evidence of admixture. So they're the real pure humans. Homo sapiens. Really, really interesting, and it gives you a lot to think about. Right.
With Dusty Renegade and our special guest, Mr. Michael Bradley. Mr. Bradley, could you please tell our listeners the information about yourself that you think is constructive?
Well, I'm author of The Iceman Inheritance, which was published in 1978. And it sort of advocated the idea that because of anthropological reasons, the white race, it was called Caucasians, although that's not well defined, were more aggressive than other groups of people due to basically psychosexual aggression and ambivalence and confusion. That's what I wrote in 78. And I did a revised version in 2003, I believe. But at about that same time, there were some other new discoveries which had not been made in 78 and were just made in 2002. And by the time I filled myself in the nose on new discoveries in the former Soviet Republic of Georgia, I then got a better handle on what the anthropological reasons for this aggression. And it's not different from Iceman, but it sort of refines it a bit and also gives it a bit more depth because now there's more hard evidence. So that's it.
Okie dokie. I read your book and thoroughly enjoyed your work in The Iceman Inheritance, as well as the article that you mailed me from your website. What I want to do is really make an effort to share constructive information with our listeners who may not have read your work or your article. I'd like to do is make a request if you could make an effort to make your responses as easy to grasp as possible for our listeners who might not be familiar with your work and who might not have really the criterion I try to use is that if a 13-year-old was listening to this podcast, they would be able to grasp exactly what it is that you're talking about and wouldn't be confused. So if you could, I don't want to say dumb it down, but that's really the core of what I'm saying. If you could make it as easy to grasp what it is that you're saying as possible, because I think a lot of
I'm afraid that your listeners are going to have to take what I say, whether it's dumbed down or not, because I don't want to be dumbed down. I don't want to be misquoted, and I will say what I have to say. If they can understand it, fine. If they cannot, that's fine too.
Okay. Well, if understanding is very important, so if
it is, but I'll tell you, some things are simply not simple.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And this is one situation in which things are simply not simple.
Okay. What I will do then to work to compensate.
Translate.
Yes, sir. I will make an effort to restate anything that you say that I think I want to make sure that they grasp. I'll restate it, and you can tell me whether or not I have accurately stated. Okay, that'll work. Number one, are you a white person?
I am.
Okay. Number two, this program, The Cows, Context of White Supremacy, I define, and this is something I really appreciated about your work. You repeatedly called attention to the importance of words and definitions. So what I want to do is define what I mean when I say white supremacy. I define white supremacy as a global system of people who classify themselves as white and are dedicated to abusing and or subjugating everyone in the known universe who they classify as not white. Do you believe that such a system exists?
Obviously. Yes.
Oh, okay. Good. I want to call attention for our listeners. That would be 7 for 7. The white people that have been on this show, all 7 have said such a system exists. The non-white guests that have been on this show, 1 for 3. Very important. Just want to keep track of that. Okie dokie. Your book, The Iceman Inheritance. You actually begin this book. The first sentence in the book is, this book is racist. What do you mean when you say racist?
I mean that what I'm going to do with this book, if you read the second paragraph, is say that is racist because I'm saying that there are differences in racial behavior. And one of them that's significant is that the white race is more aggressive than others. And so therefore the book is technically racist. Is that correct? In other words, I am postulating a difference in behavior between races, and I try to define race in the book, by the way, and that I'm saying that the biggest and most significant evolutionary difference in the races is not skin color, it's not oriental eyes or anything else, it's not even white skin. It's the fact that the white race also happens to be more aggressive and seeks to dominate all others. That's what I'm saying. So that's a racist statement. So I opened the book with a line, this book is racist.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
No, I'm right, aren't I? My book is racist, isn't it?
Well, I guess, again, it's very important in terms of definitions, in terms of what you mean when you say racist.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to say that there is a racial distinction. It's not intelligence, not skin color, it's aggression. And the white race is more aggressive than others. So the book was racist, so I said it.
Okay. Could you share with our listeners exactly what your purpose for writing this book, what was your purpose for writing the book, and what problem were you looking to solve in writing this book?
Okay, I will. My purpose in writing the book was to have white people like myself look at themselves in what I considered to be an objective biological mirror, something we have not done because we've written a lot of history, mythologized a lot of history, and have seen it in terms of our own self-image, not the way other people see us. So that was my purpose in writing the book. Now, where did this come from? I came, actually, I can't add, in the summer of 1950 in Jackson, Mississippi, where I lived at that time, where the Ku Klux Klan burnt our mobile home because we were working for the integration movement down there, as it was called then.
Where was it at again?
Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson, okay.
I was born in Alabama, but my family moved to Jackson, Mississippi. So we were working for the integration movement. And then the Ku Klux Klan didn't like that very much. And burned down our mobile home, and we had to flee to Chicago. And all the land, I was bullwhipped down there. And I said, okay, now what causes all this damned hatred, you know what I mean? I don't understand it. So I devoted my life to trying to understand it in the sense of not just saying, well, it exists, but what causes it? Does it have a scientific cause that I can convince people of? An objective, factual cause. And that's what Iceman was all about. I think there is. And I think it's been, in the last 8 years or so, very much supported by the anthropology that's come out of the Caucasus with regard to Homo habilis. So, but back then, those things hadn't been discovered yet. So what I did with Iceman was I took it as far back as a group of people called Neanderthals, and that's fine. There's no doubt that a partial one ancestor of the white race are Neanderthals, and there's no doubt that Neanderthals are more aggressive than anybody else, because there's almost twice as many violence-caused injuries in Neanderthal bones than any other group of fossil human beings. So there's nothing particularly questionable about that. But that's why I did it. I hope I answered your question.
Okay. I want to restate just to make sure that I'm accurately understanding what you said, that you wrote the book Iceman Inheritance to express your theory as to why people who classify themselves as white are more aggressive. And since you said you started this with being mistreated by members of the Ku Klux Klan who could have been racist, why white people are more aggressive and practice racism, and your theory, racism, white supremacy, your theory that this is because the people who classify themselves as white evolved from Neanderthals who...
partially. At least partially, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Partially evolved from Neanderthals that were in very frigid, glacial environments, very cold temperatures, and as a result of this environment, they adapted very aggressive behaviors, and those aggressive behaviors continue to be manifested by the people who are classified as white. Would that be correct?
Well, that's it. Now, a few years ago, a lot of Afrocentrists sort of simplified my book by saying ice people versus sun people. That's all very nice, but it's incorrect. What I'm saying is that there are physical adaptations, more important than color, which made a great deal of aggression within this group. A lot of it was due to adaptation and evolution within a glacial environment. Yes. So I didn't ever quibble too much with ice people versus sun people, because it was, after all, generally correct. But as you know, if you read the book, go into a great deal of detail about why these physical adaptations for the Ice Age would cause aggression. It wasn't just that things were tough. It was more than that.
Would you be willing to share? I would like people to read the book, but if you would be willing to share some of the details that you go into the book in terms of why this aggressive behavior, what made it, what caused that, I guess, in being in that sort of frigid environment that you go into in your book.
Okay, I think it was basically psychosexual, that is to say, Neanderthals had a great deal of difference between the sexes. There was a great deal of it. And I tend to think that they looked at each other, the sexes thereof, as being different species. And this got carried over into regarding any other kind of human being as a different species as well. And that was the basis of the aggression, is psychosexual gender aggression transferred to other people.
I know you go into a great deal of difference in talking about the sexual dissonance that this Neanderthal group had, and how you have seen evidence that that has continued amongst people who classify themselves as white. And you talk about how in people who are not white, you do not see that same level of aggression between males and females in your book. Is that correct?
Well, yes, and the white race is simply a fact which really all anthropologists agree with, show more differences between men and women than other races. In other words, it's called sexual dimorphism, and that's one characteristic of the Caucasians, is that they have a higher degree of sexual dimorphism than any other race, however many you want to choose to exist. Now, that's a solidly accepted anthropological fact. It has nothing to do with Michael Bradley's assumptions. As a matter of fact, one of the people who wrote an introduction to Iceman, Dr. Judith Posner, is an anthropologist, and she said that's a solidly accepted anthropological fact, and nobody can argue with it.
Very interesting.
So, I mean, it's not a matter of opinion.
What I want to do, I want to come back to this because I found that very interesting. But I wanted
I do too. I wish I knew more about it myself. But no, that's what I figured was the root cause of this higher level of aggression, was a psychosexual anger, if you like.
Very interesting.
And then that gets swaps over and gets carried over into your dealings with all kinds of people, whatever. And I think that's really the root of racism, is this sexism, really. That's my opinion anyway. And that's what the facts seem to indicate. But now I think there's something else which I'd like to get into at some point.
Okay. I wanted to hop back to pick out some key points. I also wanted to take some calls as well. Individuals want to call in and speak with Mr. Bradley directly. Number is 347-215-6071. When we get to Ben Dunn 2, he's been hanging out and he's calling in from another area of the world, so I definitely want to let him ask questions as well. You make a consistent point in your book pointing out that the term race, I'm quoting you directly on page 33, that the word race had no rigid or concrete scientific definition. You say that repeatedly, that this term has not been defined adequately. It has been defined in a confusing manner. The definitions have changed over time. Would it be correct that the white people, just in the way that they have used the term race, it has been used to practice racism, white supremacy.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's good if you could go in, I guess, because I feel like you go into quite a bit of detail about that in your book. Could you share with our listeners some of the ways in which just the usage of the term race has been used to practice racism, white supremacy?
Well, the whole idea of even bothering to classify people by race, which unfortunately has often been the most physically obvious characteristic, is skin color, but it has nothing whatever to do with anything that's significant. But by classifying people that way, it was a handy, easily visually obvious way of saying other people are inferior, but we white people are not.
Wow. Under the system of white supremacy.
But I would like to say something now. You wanted me to keep things simple, but now I'm going to go into something that's not so simple, and it's a lot deeper, and it's a lot more significant for racism than what we've been talking about.
Hold on one second. I wanted to, I had a couple more questions. Would it be acceptable if I kind of finish out my line of questioning? Because this show is dedicated to racism, white supremacy. If we can finish that out, then I'll open the floor. If you can, share with us everything that you like, that you feel is relevant.
I think it's super racism was what I'm going to go into.
Could you repeat that, please?
Super racism is what I was going to go into. A race is just a variety. It's like a breed of dog, okay? It has, everybody can interbreed with each other, okay? But now what I think is we're getting down to past race, into there actually being two specific subspecies of humanity.
Okay, I definitely want to catch that, but there are a couple more points that I want to get to. I think are very important that you get to in your book. You said that Western culture. Would it be correct? Western culture is. Can I replace Western culture with racism, white supremacy? Would that be accurate?
Well, pardon me. Say that again. Western culture is basic. Yeah. No, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to replace Western culture with white supremacy culture. Racist white supremacist culture so thoroughly permeates the world that even opposition to it relies on racist white supremacist philosophies. That's your book from page 58. Could you share exactly how that is, that even opposing the system of white supremacy, you end up relying on the philosophy of white supremacy?
Sure. Maybe the best example would be, say, communist China. They were exploited, the Chinese, by European expansion and colonialism. And to protect themselves against that, they adopted Marxism, which was actually came from the West. That's what I meant by that. The Japanese did the same thing by accepting our ideas of industrialism so they could defend themselves. In 1850, Japan was a more or less feudal society. By 1904, they were an industrial one, and they had a Western-style navy and a Western-style army, and they were able to defeat the Russians in the Russo-Japanese War. But only 50 years before that, they had been a largely feudal society.
Would you say it is at minimum problematic the non-white people, victims of white supremacy, are attempting to oppose white supremacy by using philosophies that are in fact based and a product of white supremacy?
Well, I think they have up to now. That may be changing now. but I think that they have up to now. One thing I think that is really insidious, if I can use a word here, with regard to black Africans specifically, by the way, is
motherfucker called, say, a monkey and an ape and all this shit. Oh, when you listen to them scientists start talking, motherfuckers get quiet. They want to leave the stream then. Don't ever bring up racism in my stream, bro. Don't ever do it, dude. I'll make you listen to your own shit, and then you start questioning your entire existence. So stop fucking playing.
The QuickBooks Self-Employed app.
Take the picture, you ape. I'm an ape. Oh, wait a minute.
Categorize my
How to transfer a memory. In 2017, we posted a video which asked what would happen if you downloaded someone else's memories. In this piece, we investigated how this hypothetical procedure could change your personality, help you learn new skills and knowledge, and edit out any traumas from your past. But it seems this procedure is hypothetical no more, as in mid-May 2018, a team of UCLA researchers announced that they had transferred a memory from one snail to another. So how is this now possible? And where might this technology lead us? Let's find out as we investigate how to transfer a memory. Or just another pawn used to further propagate what... Memory storage. If you wanted to find a memory, where would you look first? The most obvious answer is the brain, followed by the small of your back or the inside of your forearm, because nothing tells the story of someone's past more than a terrible tattoo. Sweeting, well, that sleeve of a big boob dragon being ridden by your weird-looking kids means I really feel what you're feeling about your feelings and stuff. Researchers from the University of California, Los Angeles disagree, and that's probably a good idea, since I've never seen a snail with a tramp stamp before. In their efforts to transfer a memory, they looked not to the brain, or the forearm, or any specific limb or organ of the body. Instead, they searched for memories at the molecular level by examining the intricacies of RNA. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, is a form of nucleic acid involved in many crucial tasks within biological forms. RNA acts as the middleman for the genetic information in your cells, with your DNA informing your RNA the proteins it must make to allow cells to form, either by duplicating parts of the DNA or acting as a link between DNA and protein building blocks. If DNA is the blueprint for life, RNA is the poor jerk who has to explain this design to the sassy protein foreman on site who won't stop catcalling your admittedly foxy wife. RNA also acts as a structural component of ribosomes, which is a part of all cells that generates biological protein synthesis. And until recently, this is pretty much all RNA was thought to do. However, according to various studies, RNA is now being seen to play a more prominent role in carrying information for certain viruses, in regulating certain processes, and even causing conditions like stroke and cancer and heart disease. Additionally, we've also been able to inch ever closer towards proving a long-standing hypothesis that RNA is a crucial component in the formation and storage of long-term human memories. RNA memory. James V. McConnell was an American biologist who, in the 1950s, formed part of a scientific movement which sought to explore how RNA stores long-term memories. Memory RNA, as McConnell called it, was and remains a hypothetical type of RNA within which memories are encoded just like inherited traits are stored within DNA. This theory was based on RNA's ability to encode information and the functionality of living cells which allows them to create and alter RNA in response to stimulus. McConnell thought this may be possible with neurons too, and to test this theory, he did what any ordinary scientist would do in this situation. He tormented a bunch of worms, smashed them into bits, and then fed them to their friends. Well, perhaps I'm oversimplifying a little. Let me explain. McConnell's investigations first began by a facsimile of Pavlov's dog experiment, wherein he conditioned a group of flatworms to curl up in response to the appearance of a bright light. Once he was satisfied this habit had been learned sufficiently, it was time for the flatworms to meet Mr. Choppy, proof, if ever it were needed, that learning is bad for your health. Once the flatworms had been reshaped into fun-sized portions, they were promptly devoured by a neighboring group of flatworms, and I can only assume that the worms were told precisely what they were eating in front of their favorite band, Radiohead. McConnell hoped that the consumption of worms, which had learned certain behaviors, would cause the cannibal worms to also learn this trait. His previous experiments involving head swaps and ejecting flatworms with the ground-up remains of their former invertebrate buddies had failed to produce results. But incredibly, the cannibalism test worked. 4 further replications of this experiment also returned positive results. Few people took this work seriously at the time, since McConnell exposed his findings in a journal called Worm Runner's Digest, which often published both real and spoof publications. And when you think about it, it's probably best that this information isn't well known, as otherwise you'd have students competing to consume their professor's brains the day before a midterm. Let's hope a YouTube channel with over 2 million subscribers never gets a hold of this information. I wonder if I could consume a narrator to acquire their magical voice talents. Wait, what? Shell-shocked. Ever since McConnell's initial studies back in the 1960s, the specific role of RNA in the development of memories has been the cause of much debate. McConnell advanced on his original experiment, and eventually he managed to replicate his results through a refined version of the injection technique which had previously failed. And by failed, we mean it caused the flatworms to burst. On this occasion, though, McConnell managed to transfer the ability to navigate a maze from one group of flatworms to another. Or so it seemed. There are many who believe that McConnell's background in advertising meant he fabricated some of his results. Experiments involving rats and the same memory transfer techniques were conducted in the 1970s. In this instance, rats who had first completed a maze were then abused by shaking them violently in a small jar, after which their livers were fed to other rats. Oh, aren't scientists just the sweetest? The rats which consumed the abused rats' livers were then seen to complete the maze faster than their non-cannibalistic counterparts. However, rather than having acquired the memory of the maze, the study's author, Bonnie Frank, found that the abused rats' livers contained higher concentrations of a stress-signaling molecule. This was passed on through consumption to the other rats, and it made them more alert and wary of danger, thus enabling them to complete the maze more quickly. In other words, it had nothing to do with memory. This one experiment seemed to invalidate the previous works by McConnell and others by suggesting that the results of memory transfer experiments could be explained by the researchers' ignorance of other factors. Yet the idea of RNA memory simply wouldn't go away. And over the years, various experiments have been performed in the hunt for further evidence that memories are stored elsewhere than the brain, with this once rejected hypothesis now being seriously considered by mainstream scientists. In May of this year, Dr. David Glanzman led a team of UCLA researchers in an attempt to prove that memories are stored in RNA by transferring it from a group of electrocuted snails to another group of less frazzled mollusks. Dr. Glanzman insists that the snails were not hurt in this experiment, but that they are alarmed mentally rather than physically injured. One of the acts these snails perform when scared is they contract, and it was this reaction which was used to supposedly prove the existence of RNA memories. Dr. Glanzman's team trained a group of snails to contract when shocked via the tail, and eventually, after multiple shocks, their response became more pronounced. This was proven when both the shocked and control group of snails were tested by being tapped on the shell. The snails which had been shocked stayed contracted for 50 seconds, whereas those who had not been shocked only did so for 1 second. In other words, the shocked snails had learned to become more wary. At this point, the control snails were injected with the RNA of the shocked snails. When they were tapped after the procedure, they acted as if they had been shot themselves, as after a swift tap on the shell, they contracted for around 40 seconds. Dr. Glanzman asserts that this is evidence that memories are not stored in the synapses of the brain, as many believe, but in the RNA present in every living cell. In a statement, the doctor said, "It was as though we had transferred the memory." Dr. Glanzman's experiment possesses far more veracity than the works of James McConnell, as it involved the direct transfer of RNA, rather than a large sample of tissue which may contain certain chemical triggers. That being said, some unknown contamination could still have occurred, and it will take much more than one single snail experiment to prove the theory of RNA memory. The first real test will involve the transference of a memory between conscious humans, and we're going to look at the potential consequences of such an action in our bonus video, The Human Memory Market, which you can watch over at patreon.com/Strange Mysteries now. For a $2 monthly pledge, you'll gain access to over 100 bonus videos.
Just watch this.
You believe. What do you believe in? You believe in your beliefs, otherwise, why would you believe them? You are free to believe whatever you want, just like you are free to think whatever you want. Free will is what allows you to be you. The beauty of free will is that it allows you to believe in free will. And nothing can ever take that away from you. As humans, we are the pinnacle of life on Earth, the species at the top of the food chain. It is even us who controls the fate of the Earth. And it is we who are the puppeteers manipulating the strings of reality so as to coerce it into whatever we so choose. If you believe that. But what if I were to tell you that there is a form of life, an entity, if you will, that is greater than us? An entity that controls us simply by giving us the illusion that we are the ones in control. What if I were to tell you that every facet of your life, including your destiny, has already been predetermined, and that you, no matter how hard you try, cannot and will not ever be able to change that? Would it be uncomfortable for you to accept that you play no role and have no choice in choosing your own destiny, beliefs, opinions, feelings, actions, or thoughts at all? That instead, you are just another pawn used to further propagate whatever the true and ultimately mysterious purpose of whatever these beautiful, selfish, lifelike entities wish to achieve. It's only uncomfortable if you believe it to be true. And isn't it only uncomfortable if you choose to believe it's uncomfortable anyway? So which is it? Either your predetermined fate is to safely remain in the dark where you can bathe in blissful ignorance, or you can choose to indulge your curiosity, not knowing what the outcome will be, even if it causes you to lose touch with that one very precious idea we all fight to be sure of, no matter how detrimental that fight may be to us, no matter how much pain we must endure because of it, and no matter how many lives may be sacrificed.
Auction this off? Oh no. I gotta have a set price. Motherfuckers don't like auctions, man. Can I get $500? $500? $550? No? Just 500? That's it? 500 going once? No, my shit ain't getting sold for $500. Now I'm the auctioneer. just I made over 100 painting this year. Shit, I wish. Yo, Kernos, what's up, bro? How many paintings have I done this year? And how many? We got 3 more months left in the year. I've probably done 10 paintings this year, 10 or 11. I try to do it, man. I try to do a paint in a month if I can, yo. Sometimes I can squeeze 2 out and a couple drawings, maybe. And the moment when you get tagged in a magazine that has your name on the cover, yes, that right there says Travis Prince. On Adam Squared. I feel like I'm the man. I can get a copy of Adam Square for 6 lire, I guess. How much is that in American? I'm not sure. But that's pretty dope. I have been publicized. I'm in print. Pretty dope. Ooh-wee. The boy making moves. I'm gonna have to get the app for that. This right here, Uncover Magazine. Oh, it's coming. Trust me. It is coming. That shit right there gonna be hot when it's done, son. And Black Art Today wants me to check out their website as well. I think this may be another it says failed to load. I'll look it up on a laptop later. It might just be It might just be a way to sell some art. Oh yeah, I'm getting all kind of shit. Yeah. So the next thing I gotta do on this piece is start detailing the book. I detailed the headphones. I was working on that yesterday, and between today, well, some of yesterday and today, I worked on his shirt. And so now this is 2 layers of paint for his skin. And basically the main portion of him has 2 layers of paint on it. So now this is just still 1 layer of paint for the books. So I'm going to start applying the second layer of paint, which will have a lot more detailing in it. But I may need to, I don't know, I might not have to change my palette. I could probably work from that same palette, but I'm hungry again, so I'm gonna get something to eat. Okay, check my emails, check Instagram messages, Facebook messages. Yo, me and my homegirl was how many hours total on this so far? I don't know, cause man, I played around on that background for a minute, yo, like longer than I wanted to, and it's still not done. That's why I'm just saving this for last. I'm just focusing on the portrait. I want the blue to be a little more tacky or ripped away. And I'll probably add another letter here or something. I'm not sure yet. And this seems like a lot of negative space, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this section. So it's kind of weird right now. But yeah, just fucking around with this background. That shit took me like, that's just 10 hours of work right there. No. I probably got a little more than 20 hours into this piece so far. Maybe. Something like that, about 20 hours. And yeah, I'm gonna take a little break right now. Probably go grab something to eat, play some video games, or watch a movie or something. There is a good chance I'll be back in here this evening. Like I say, I can start actually detailing the books now, which is going to be a really good part. I got to pull out some pencils, I guess, and try to get these letters straight. There's a lot of lettering that goes on there, so yeah, really. That's gonna be my main focus. So even instead of painting, I might actually just really just work on the lettering and just get my ruler out and get my pencil out and make sure those letters are gonna be neat and spaced out properly. And that's gonna take a minute. That's why I'm gonna take a break now, like, cause I already know, like, once I start working on the cover of the book and trying to get all those letters on there, I'm gonna be there for a minute. That's gonna be a couple hours in itself. So. Oh, they'd be alright, man. You know what I'm saying? They always make an appearance. That's only because there's so many of them. There's so many of them, you know. I just be expecting that shit. And when I don't get one, it's like I'm literally surprised. Like, dang, I didn't have some talentless white dude coming here mad at me because I'm doing something positive. Fucking ape. You're a fucking ape. Just paint your picture, you fucking ape. That's what I'm gonna do. They're so funny. It's hilarious. I don't know, man. Like, there's a free game called Warface, yo. It's free on PlayStation Store, yo. Warface. And Destiny 2 was free, so I got that. Like, I got 2 free games. And then I still got that VR shooter that I started playing, but I don't know. I'm thinking I'm on like level 13 or 14. I can still play a lot of that and level up. Or Rainbow Six, or I got so many fucking games, yo. I think I'm about to go play that new free game, Warface. Is that the name? It sounds like so corny, but it's a free game and it has like 5 different modes and weapons, and like, it's not bad for free. You just gonna let me have this game? How good is this game? This game's pretty good. I might even stream that shit. But my phone said he's back to where it was. Alright. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.